victims of that deadly night. I know the rust moment under the light. I know the way that many people die. I've seen it vanish before my eyes. I have witnessed the tears of survivors. I know the road, those people speaking more. I still can hear the cry of all the dead, but I cannot translate this pain I heard. I know a pain that will live after I'm gone. I know the weight of misery heavy stone. I know the place this calamity strike. These are the streets I learned to ride my bike. I know this pen face on that door's a blade. I know the woman under the wreckage. I know the girl under the bloody bridge. And I know how to road a disaster so horrific. I can cry no more. No, can I carry this pain? Oh, I can cry no more. Need somebody to hold my. I can cry no more. Get a live a lie. I can cry no more. I know where freedom's lacking life sentence. I know who wish my song made no sense. I know her system where is always wrong. I know where poverty's still going strong. I know who knows more than what I know. I know you knew number of years ago. I know the world know how it all begun. Who knows how this wicked story ends? I know a pain that will live after I'm gone. I know the way the misery heavy stone. I know the place this calamity strike. These are the streets I learned to ride my bike. I know the man's face on that doors of blade. I know the room and those of the wicked. I know the girl under the blood breaks. Don't know how to run a disaster, so melancholy. No, I can't carry this pain. No, I can't cry no more. Need somebody to hold my heart. I can't cry no more. I can't cry no more. Won't you show us the way to a life where we can live a happy place?
Today, we're doing something that is a product of gratitude. As you know, on October 14th, we will be screening Aftershocks, a series of tales about the impact of the coronavirus on the lives of Caribbean Americans living in New York. Now, inspired by the generosity from the grants that we received to fund this production, Conchel Productions, I wanted to be generous to another organization in reciprocity, paying it forward. So we are going to be supporting the work of CapraCare in Haiti. And you're saying, what? What does that mean? Every penny that you donate to our fundraising effort will go to CapraCare, a Haitian-led organization. So if you're wondering, why is this gentleman sitting next to you? Jean Pierre-Louis, he is the CEO and president of CapraCare. He was born in Haiti. He founded CapraCare in 2009 as a response to the gross inadequacies of medical and preventative health services that were lacking in Les Cayes, his hometown. So, Jean Pierre-Louis, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Jean Pierre, tell us about a lot about CapraCare. They just watched this amazing video that showed the work that your team of CapraCare healthcare workers were doing April 14th and beyond after the recent earthquake. Tell us about what inspired you to found CapraCare and the work that CapraCare does in Haiti.
Yeah, so CapraCare is a global health organization that's been promoting access to healthcare in Haiti since 2009. What inspired CapraCare initially was my experience when I came in the United States in the 1990s. I was placed in the 5th grade, and the kids were calling me Haitian, and all type of other names. That was not too appropriate, and I was offended by that. And I felt like, I wasn't going to be one that's going to let people bully me because I came from a country where I wasn't being bullied at. I'm not going to let that happen here. But what actually happens, because at that time, it was when the Magic Johnson come out and say that he was HIV positive, and HIV was being, hitting a lot of our communities. And the CDC came out and identified the 4H and said these were the 4 groups that actually carries and spread the disease. And they identify hemophilia, Celiac, heroin users, homosexuals, and Haitian. By putting Haitian in that group, you put a target on our back. So, so the kids were teasing me, say, I have HIV, I have AIDS, I don't know what that is. And I was like, whoa, wow. The only reason why my mom came here was because she was seeking for a better opportunity for job, to live. And I said, well, I'm going to go back to Haiti and I'm going to create an organization that's going to create jobs. I didn't know what that was. I was 9 years old. So fast forward to 2009, well, actually to 2007, I was doing my research, finishing my master's degree in college. And I spent 2 years researching what that would be. And in 2009, I founded CapraCare.
You got a master's degree in
public health.
Very powerful, useful tool in this world right now.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's, I love that story. I mean, the narrative of wanting to empower your people as well as heal your people, that's a massive narrative. And that absolutely differentiates your organization from all other organizations, in that your vision is not just to provide a service, but to provide an opportunity for self-empowerment. Is that it? Would you say that's the story?
That is a story, because from as early as I could remember, I knew it was about development. I knew Haitians were leaving Haiti because of work. Like I said, that's the reason why my mama left. That's the reason why other family members left. Anyone who I heard who left Haiti was because they were seeking for a better way of life. They were seeking for a way to work and not just sit at home and not doing anything. So I knew that's, when I said I'm going to go back to Haiti, yes, I'm going to go back home, but I'm going to create something that's going to provide opportunity. So I knew from a very young age, it would be whatever it's going to be is to create jobs. Now, obviously, it becomes creating job and empower the community and say, okay, now what's the best way of supporting them? And CapraCare became the best way. You empower them, you provide job, they empower the community itself, and then you save lives at the same time. And public health or community health is something that I knew Haiti had the ability to take and be able to sustain, because it didn't require for you to have a boatload of money to have the greatest impact. And that's where CapraCare comes in. So in 2009, we started as a school-based community health program, and then we slowly added the component of the healthcare, doctors and nurses, and then began to train locals to become community health workers. Then we added the component of the mental health, because we know Haiti is a hard place to live. The conditions in Haiti are very stressful. So we added mental health. But at the same time, empowerment, development, how do you empower the folks? Well, train them. Show them how to use the computer. Integrate youth into your program. Empower the youth as well. So we have evolved to having now 5 core programs around healthcare, prevention, education, mental health, youth development, leadership, as well as professional development trainings for the folks.
And when you talk about, when you talk about youth development, I think I remember hearing that you use storytelling, creating your own narrative as a means by which to develop the youth. Am I misunderstanding? Help me out with that. Because this goes back to theater and art as a healing tool.
Absolutely. So the youth program has 2 components to it. 1, maybe 3, because 1 is after school program where Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, the kids get after school tutoring. During the summertime, it evolved into a summer camp. However, while school is in session, the way we use it is that we empower the kids to skit, play, poem, poetry, around things like health awareness events, right? So you could have World AIDS Day, you could have World Hand Washing Day, you could have violence against girls, and then they will create skits around those stories and then make it very entertaining while they are empowering and teaching people who comes to watch them and to teach their peers who may not know nothing about HIV, they know nothing about the importance of hand washing, who didn't know anything about violence against girls. So they use that as a way of creating skits, plays to empower their peers.
The community owning their narrative. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I have Deb Heskett, who just wrote in. She's happy and watching from Wales. And CapraCare is the real deal, the most empathetic group I have had the good fortune to be part of as an RN. So it sounds like you have an international reach in your community. That is beautiful. That is really empowering. So I have a question for you. It looked like in the video you have a mobile care unit.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How impactful that was in your service during the quake.
Oh wow, it's big time. Big time. I just get goosebumps just by saying that, because we partner with Prospect Goshen Rotary Club out in Louisville, Kentucky. Since 2007, we've been doing mobile clinics around not just healthcare, but to also conduct cervical cancer screening for women in Haiti. Lots of folks do not know that cervical cancer is the #1 cause of cancer-related death for women in Haiti due to lack of access to healthcare, right? So, literally like 3 weeks before the Haiti earthquake, we had gotten a grant this year with the Rotary International. So as a result, part of the grant was to purchase a mobile unit to be able to go to more communities and do screening, because transportation was a big challenge for us. So as a result of having the vehicle literally 3 weeks before the earthquake happens, we were able to now use that mobile unit to then also go to hard to reach areas where we had already previously had partnership with, due to us going to these different communities to do cervical cancer screening and mobile clinics. So now we were called by our partners to come and provide relief support. The good thing about it is, because they know our protocol, they know how we work, setting up shop with them was very easy. It was just a matter of putting them on calendar and go.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I mentioned earlier that every penny that our supporters donate to our fundraising link will go directly to CapraCare. But then everybody always asks, so when CapraCare gets it, what percentage of it goes to fund the services that we are supporting? So what percentage of everyone's donation goes to CapraCare and then goes to the people of Haiti?
All of it goes directly to the people of Haiti. Right now, because we're doing the Haiti earthquake relief, everything goes there. We've been already using it to buy medication, to buy supplies, to get to these hard to reach areas. We've already we purchased hygiene materials, food item, create kits to give out. So everything that you give right now for the earthquake relief goes directly to the people. And that's part of the reason why I said, think about beyond the earthquake relief, that when you do make a donation to CapraCare, if you make a $25 donation to CapraCare, think of making it as a recurring donation, because beyond the earthquake relief, the services still has to continue. So we would love that if folks can think about beyond the earthquake, that you support the development that we are doing. So therefore, we have better budget to support the work moving forward. So should another disaster happens, that you find CapraCare in a better place to respond to folks.
So does CapraCare have a brick and mortar healthcare facility in Haiti?
Absolutely. We have a facility there since 2009.
Great, great. And is there any hope to expand? Is it able to meet the needs of everyone, or do you have a dream of expanding to a bigger facility to meet the needs of more members of the community in the south of Haiti?
Yes. So our model is our goal, I should say, is to replicate our model of work in Haiti throughout the South in Haiti. So right now we are in one space. We want to be able to go to different areas. In fact, we have already started. Due to the grant that we have with Prospect Goshen Rotary Club, we are able to put 2 mobile clinic sites throughout the South. And now we hope to expand our work throughout the South to other part of Haiti. And like I mentioned earlier, CapraCare is not just working in Haiti, but we are a global health organization. We will expand to other part of the world as well.
And I loved how you shared that you received a grant from one of your partners. And it seems that CapraCare has been partnering with a number of organizations to achieve its goals in Haiti. And so as you plan for 2022, is there a partnership on your wish list that you are like hoping to establish to achieve the same goals or a new goal?
Yeah, we do have. Right now, we partner with a lot of organizations already. But now, with the amount of visibility that we've been blessed to get, the support that we've been able to get, it has really helped us to raise not only awareness about CapraCare, but it's also helping us to expand our reach to other communities. So as a result, you have some of the bigger power players, the more resource or rich organization who also understand the value of our work and our worth. So they too have been reaching out to CapraCare to see how we can partner to be able to amplify the work that we are doing in Haiti.
Okay, so as many partners as possible is your wish list.
Absolutely, because
okay.
Haiti has a great needs. Haiti has a great needs, and if we're able to have more partners, it means that we can hire and employ more locals. It means that we can amplify the services not just in one particular area, but other places as well. So so we in healthcare is one of the biggest needs in Haiti. Period. So the more that we can do, the better that we can support the Haitian people.
And migration is always a product of opportunity. So there'll be more migration to Lekai within Haiti.
Well, there you go. But you know what? But right now you have, so when the Haiti earthquake happened in 2010, the reason why you had so many deaths in Port-au-Prince, because that was the epicenter at that time. So imagine it's because you had so many people, cluster themselves in Port-au-Prince. Imagine Yankee Stadium right now that holds about 60,000 people, right? Port-au-Prince was built to hold about 50,000 people, but yet you had over 3 million people living in Port-au-Prince. So you imagine fitting 3 million people into Yankee Stadium, and then you have an earthquake on top of that.
Yeah.
The catastrophe is just mind-blowing. So, and that's what happened, unfortunately, in Port-au-Prince. So when you are able to have organizations like CapraCare in other part of the country, then people don't have to always, all go clutter themselves in Port-au-Prince. They can go other part of Haiti and have employment. They can come to Okai and have employment. They can come to the South and have employment. All of the, majority of people in the South just have to go to Port-au-Prince, to go find a job. So that's our goal, is to spread ourselves to our part of Haiti and provide work opportunities for folks in Haiti.
Powerful, powerful. So what are some of the stories being told by people in Lekai about what makes their relationship with CapraCare unique? Have you heard any?
The number one thing is trust.
We
keep it real. I know when I go to Haiti, I keep it real with them. I keep it real with them. And I says, I'm from here. So as a result, I know what's going on with the community. So I keep it real and say, hey, we've been doing this for so long. We can't keep doing the same way. We have to collaborate. We share what's our weakness as an organization. Oftentimes they think that we have a boatload of money and we rich. We say, no, we don't have that. So that is the myth about, if you are an organization in Haiti that you are so rich. Not us. So we share what's our strength. We share what's our weakness, and they too share what's their strength. They too share what's their weakness. So as a result, we are able to be honest with each other, and we communicate. While communicate up front, there is no misunderstanding, and oftentimes it's the misunderstanding that creates the mistrust. So we try to be as communicative as possible with folks.
Beautiful, because indeed, if you're going to be in a community, have to be able to hear the community, not just be hovering and doing to the community. And that's what I find really unique about CapraCare, that you are of and in and with, and not, well, based on the stories that were shared about other organizations, not giving judgment and dictating what should be, but hearing the community.
That's right.
So,
And so one thing that we've done, we've integrated the leaders of the community into the work. So we created a community advisory board. These are your folks who from the community. So we're not just coming in and just do things. They are part of our evaluation. They are part of our monitoring. We share with them what we are doing. When the earthquake happened, we share with them what we would like to do, what action we can take. So therefore, it's not just us who is just doing all the work. They were able to also get involved. When you do that, they become your number one security, because they don't see
beautiful.
themselves as outsiders. They put their hands in the work. Well, part of our long-term goal is to build a comprehensive health center that will feature an emergency unit, meaning that when an earthquake happens, when a hurricane happens, people get displaced, that in our facility, we can actually house people temporarily by providing temporary shelter. Well, when we built that, it's not us who's going to take a bunch of engineers from abroad and bring them to Haiti and they built and boom, here's state of the art. No, it'll be local construction folks, local mechanics, local engineers, electricians, folks who can do it for themselves. They'll be the one that's going to be employed. When we carry this water, it'll be folks from the town. They'll be the one that's going to be cooking for the workers. So therefore, they will know what it takes to put this together. So therefore, when something is going wrong with it, they'll say, no, there was my blood, sweat, and tear in that facility. It's not going to go down like that. No, we had to protect this place because we built it.
Exactly.
So as much as you can get the community involved in the work, you empower them. So, and that's the reason why, our community health workers program is so important, because we empower the locals to take part in their work. Even now, when the earthquake happened, we needed to amplify our medical staff. We had plenty of folks here. We have a healthcare committee here in the States where we could have easily bring doctors and nurses to Haiti. Folks reach out to CapraCare and say, hey, I want to go. Bring me along. I said, no, we would love to. However, we have the folks on the ground. If it's to distribute our food kits, hygiene kits, we have locals who could do that. If it's nurses and doctors, we have plenty of nurses and doctors who are not working right now. The earthquake happened in Okai, but you have doctors and nurses from other places who could come and amplify the work. That money that you were going to spend for room and board and for your flight, donate that money to CapraCare. We can hire more nurses and doctors to do it because they're from there. And now we won't have to worry about the logistics of housing and food, because they live there already. So
Exactly.
That's our model of doing the work, is get as many Haitians in Haiti involved as possible.
Powerful. If anybody has any questions, type it in. Type it in. I will ask Jean your question. If you have a comment like the amazing comment that we got earlier, share it. Because this is about you getting to know Jean and me getting to know Jean, because our organizations just got to know each other about 2-3 weeks ago. What lessons can we learn? Because we're sitting back in America thinking we know everything. But we've been hit by disasters time and time again, right?
Yeah.
Currently, I would definitely say that the entire United States of America is grappling with the disaster of the pandemic and other disasters, flooding and fires and more. What lessons can we all learn to employ in our lives, in our hometowns, from the impact that CapraCare is having on Haiti? I know that you've mentioned about empowering the community, employing the community. Any other lessons that you would like to tell us we can learn from each other? Because I loved how you said that CapraCare has a worldwide mindset. So what can we learn in America from CapraCare's work in Haiti?
Well, I think
that we can employ here.
One of the biggest thing is that I learned early in when I was doing my work in public health was cross collaboration. Cross collaboration is key. When you have different players who get involved, they become different stakeholders as well. So it cannot be everything done by your organization. You cannot function in a bubble. No one can. Our success does not depend only on us as an individual. So why would our success also, it depends on the organization by itself. So you need to have other stakeholders involved. You need to have other partners who are involved. They don't have to do healthcare work. They can be in other sectors that when something happens, that they'll be there to support. So cross collaboration is key. Definitely, something that we have always employed is empower your Haitian staff in Haiti as much as possible. Don't be quick to bring outsiders in. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need allies. I'm big. Listen, CapraCare has partners in Haiti and abroad. So we get them involved. But the way we get our partners abroad involved is they come in to empower the folks who are there on a daily basis. We never miss an opportunity to bring someone to Haiti to work with us and not make their work part of training, not make their work part of observation, not make their work part of evaluation. Because what happened is this: when you go to do a service, we make sure that's something that we can also sustain in Haiti. So if you go in, if there's a training, if there's a work that you are going to do, let's make sure that our staff can do it. I'll give you a simple example: acupuncture, yoga. So we have those folks who goes to Haiti. The first thing that they do is train our staff how to do that work. And then we figure, can that work be sustained by our organization? Can that work be sustained by the community? So therefore, when you up and go, it's like, wow, for 2 weeks, it was great. And then now we have to wait for you 6 months later or 2 or 3 years, or maybe never come back. So there's a thing that we've learned to also cross, to train locals in Haiti. And then so now when somebody does leave Haiti, they could come back and say, you know what? I observe these weaknesses, but I also observe these opportunities. This is how I can help to make an impact in this area. And now the staff themselves can continue that work. So tools, equipment can be left behind for us to continue that work. So assessment is always part of how we do our work. So therefore, we can be able to continue the services beyond the time that somebody in Haiti may be there.
It sounds like you want to teach to fish and not give fish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I was a kid, I was in school. I remember there was a program in my school that they used to give us, like things like peanuts, those grapes, milk, powdered milk, and we loved it. So like every Friday, I believe, we get like, kits, and we would be going home and we'd be walking the streets and doing all these things. But I realized there was a time that the program up and go.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happened, I was crushed. I was like, wow. So no more these kids anymore, no more, having my face full of the powdered milk and enjoying it. So I remember that. So for me, I said, when we do CapraCare, we gonna make sure that whatever that we do is sustainable. It's not something that's just gonna be there for a short term and then up and go. So that's the reason why we don't go to provide services that we're not able to sustain in Haiti. And our ultimate goal is that if we don't get a single donation from abroad, that the community itself can sustain the work in Haiti. And I will say this: one thing that we do as well is that we also, although our services is regardless of the ability to pay, we also ask folks to do a minor contribution to whatever services that they come in to get. Because when someone is able to put a penny towards something, there's dignity in that. There's value in that. There's worth in that. And oftentimes, resource-rich organization love to give. I love free stuff, yes. But when I get something for free, I don't think about, do I really need this? I just grab and go, right? But if I know I'm putting $2 into this, $1 into this, 10 pennies into it, I said, do I really need to take 3 bags for free or just one? So now I won't waste it. And I think oftentimes what the resource-rich organizations tends to do is they spoil the folks. And it's love. We get it. I get it. It's love to the community. You give them. People love to get stuff. But what happened when you're not able to give anymore is that now they realize, oh, everyone should just get this for free.
Right.
No.
Okay, you just taught me. I'm learning from you because we've been offering free and it's access to our work this year because we've been getting grants, and you just taught me. So it's not just healthcare communities that can learn from what CapraCare is doing. You just taught Conch Shell Productions a huge lesson. Thank you.
There's value in that, right?
Yeah.
You immediately value it because now you know, oh, this thing would have cost me, hypothetically speaking, $100, but I was able to give $1 to it. Immediately, I now know the value of it. But if I didn't put anything into it, for me, it'd be worthless. So when somebody able to put a minor contribution, that's not even gonna really affect them financially, and that's what we do. So someone can still get our services regardless of their ability to pay. They don't have to have the money to, but you do ask them to do a contribution, something that's not even gonna bother, hurt them whatsoever. It's just so that they understand there's value in this service.
Right. Right. Carmel Balen says sustainability is very important. And that's exactly what you're building with CapraCare. Because if it's pay what you can, there is a source of income flow. And also, when you provided the service, so when people were sending things to donating for the earthquake relief, the funds that you got, did you purchase healthcare products or feminine care products from Haitian vendors, or how did you disperse? Were you helping to support the Haitian economy with the donations? That about the sustainability of the entire Haitian community, is that another thing that CapraCare is focused on as well?
Absolutely. We were getting a lot of support. Lots of folks reached out to us and said, "Hey, we want to raise, canned goods, water, and hygiene kits." Those were all good and great. However, the number one thing that we were asking folks for was donation. Because when you give your money, we were able to buy these stuffs on the ground in Haiti. We bought the food in Haiti, we bought the medications in Haiti, we bought the medical supplies in Haiti, but that also is a stimulus. It's a boost to the local economy. You just got hit with an earthquake, so people are still looking for a way to sell and make some, and make money. So why buy the stuff here? So you would have somebody who go to the store, whatever, and they will buy so much stuff, and then now to ship that to Haiti is going to take you how long?
A long time.
So now you put us in a position of the logistically having to send those. Now, don't get me wrong. We still have partners now, but initially, when the emergency was happening, the money was the number one thing that we were able to immediately, send to Haiti, buy the medication, buy the supplies right then and there. Now, folks are still raising supplies, we sending things, but we're not at the emergency level of saving someone's life because we had to wait for a group of folks to raise medication to send. We had to raise for a group of folks to get supplies to send. We were very fortunate with one of our partners. One of our partners were able to get us access to transport our supplies to Haiti on the ground. So that was very helpful because we were able to get the medication down there. But other than that, to wait for supplies to get to Haiti, that was gonna be, too much.
Yeah, too much of a strain for the people. So do you have any? We're gonna tie up things. Do you have a final message you want to share with our Conch Shell Production supporters about you and your organization? Hold on, one more thing. Carmel Bella says buying local goods is a good idea, especially because it takes time to ship to Haiti. Smart. Any final words, Jean?
Final words is CapraCare is here to stay. We don't have an exit plan. We've been in Haiti since 2009, and we'll continue to be in Haiti and beyond to provide support to the community. So think about CapraCare. We, when you are making a donation, think of not making it one time, make it a monthly recurring. That allows us to build capacity to do bigger and better work. And we are a community development program. We're not aid. We are able to. We're not a disaster relief organization. We are able to respond to disaster relief because we have all of the resources and tools in place to be able to respond to disaster. We've been responding to disaster since since we started. CapraCare started in 2009. Our biggest emergency was 2010. 9 months later, with the Haiti earthquake, then you had the cholera, then you had Hurricane Sandy, then you had chikungunya, which is a mosquito-borne illness in 2015. Then you had
oh my gosh,
Hurricane Sandy in 2016, 2018, and 19. You had the Paylog 2018, Paylog 2019, COVID-19 in 2020, the assassination of the president, the Haiti earthquake. We respond to all of them. That's because we are on the ground. And that's because of folks who support us to develop our infrastructure, to develop our staff, to amplify our work in Haiti. So when disasters happen, we can respond. But so think of us in that sense that we are there to provide ongoing services for the long term. So consider support CapraCare for the long term. I would rather somebody, not give us a big check for $500 one time, but you consider making a $50 monthly donation, because then that allows us to be able to, budget. Because when you give to the disaster relief, it goes straight there, but it gets spent there. And then what happened thereafter? Are you going to wait for another disaster to happen to support CapraCare? When we know that ongoingly that we are providing these services day in and day out. We open from Monday through Saturday, from 9 o'clock to 5 p.m. So we're not there for the short term, we're there for the long term. So consider supporting CapraCare for the long term. Also, consider following us on social media. It's not always financial. Sometimes you donate your birthday to CapraCare. It's a like, it's a comment, it's a share, it's telling your friend about the organization. So there are many other ways that you can help us to raise awareness by tagging your friend to our work and have them, follow us and support the work that we do on an ongoing basis.
And you make it really easy, because right now we're fundraising for the earthquake relief. Where Conchell Productions is doing a $1,000 fundraising goal. We have a goal of $1,000 just for the earthquake relief. But I was able to get that link just by going to your site and putting a fundraising goal. So you make it really easy for people to do this, make this as an opportunity for their community of family and friends to support their desire to support you. And so, yes, we are fundraising for the earthquake relief. And if you decide, I don't want to just do the earthquake relief, go to capracare.org. You see the email address under Jean's name, and go ahead and donate that way. But if you want to support our effort to raise $1,000, and since you're not going to be paying for the ticket price to attend our screening, so make believe you're paying towards the ticket, but not a ticket, because you're supporting CapraCare's earthquake relief. Go to our website, conchellproductions.com, click on our CapraCare link, and you'll be supporting that one goal. But if you're saying, Magali, that's just too narrow for me, give a little bit there and a little bit to the other initiatives, because they give you the options to choose where your funds go, what program your funds support, which is unique. I must say, I've been donating.
Absolutely.
Very unique, and I like that a lot. So once again, to learn more about CapraCare, go to www.capracare.org. And back to Conchell Productions. Once again, I was telling you that we're going to be having our screening October 14th, 15th, and 16th. So you're going to see Jean again on October 15th, because on October 15th, our post-screening conversation will be care. How do you heal after trauma? Every day that we have a screening, October 14th, 7:30, following the screening, we're going to have a chat. On the 14th, the chat will be the process of producing Aftershocks, which is actually a video compilation of short plays and animation and montage art that explores the stories of love and life in the Caribbean American diaspora communities in New York City. And On the 15th, we're going to be talking about healing from trauma. And on the 16th, we're going to be talking about hybrid theater. So every time you come, you can go ahead and donate to CapraCare. And every one of your dollars is going to go 100% to supporting their earthquake relief. So I'm thinking this is a plus, win-win, yay, yay, baha. Yeah, let's do this, okay? So be sure to RSVP. You have to go to our Conchal Productions website to RSVP to see our screening of our film and to attend every single one of our post chats, because each chat will be different. Like I said, Jean will be back on the 15th, joining some amazing healing specialists talking about how to heal from trauma, because I was inspired to have that as a topic because I really feel that as a community, the entire planet is healing from the trauma of the COVID pandemic. We are. And
Absolutely.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about healing, right? And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, Jean. This is going
I'm
to
looking
be
forward to it as well.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, everybody, have an amazing weekend. Be well, be safe. See you October 14th. And be ready to support CapraCare. Like I said, click, donate what you can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you, everyone.